What's up, guys? Arceus Cam, and as you can see in this title above, I'm doing a Pokegen tutorial on how to make Pokemon legitly, how to receive them. Now, this is the second attempt. So in the first one, I X'd out of this page by mistake, thus make me start over. But I don't care because I really want to do this tutorial for people, say for tournaments. So I usually use, so you could just type in the Google search bar and download Pokegen 3.0B24. That's the one that I use for Pokemon Black and White users. There are also ones, say, for older games like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and etc. But for Black and White, like what most people use now, you'd use this version. Now, it does say unstable, but it won't do anything to your computer. I promise you. I've had this for half a year. So this is how it works. I'll tell you how to do it legitly, or you can do it non-legitly. Whatever. So, over here, we're going to save this for last here, okay? We're going to skip that. Now, this is your Pokemon that you want to make. Say, let's do a Houndoom. Last time I tried a Celebi. Let's do a Houndoom. This will be easier. And here is your level. And over here, you can also do a nickname, but I wouldn't recommend it because with some nicknames, there are glitches. And over here's your nature. Natures always affect your stats of your Pokemon by rising or lowering or keeping them neutral, with nothing rising or lowering. So we're going to go for a Jolly Nature. A held item, if you want to be legit, make it hold legit item that you know could be received in the game and won't cause any glitches. Say, let's just say that it's holding the data card 16. I don't know. It's there. That would make it very unlegit, and it may cause a glitch to your game. So for now, or you could just hold it with no item. Now, happiness value can be from 0 to 255. And this can determine attack's power for such as substitute, no, not substitute, return or frustration. Now, ability, this is very vital to legitness. You should go on websites, say Bulbapedia, to look up legit abilities on how you can make your Pokemon as legit as possible. So for now, I'm not really going to save this one. Say, we're just going to go for heavy metal. I don't care. And origin is very important too for what game it can come from. You look it up, but for most regular Pokemon that can come from eggs, I usually go for Pokemon Black or White. Over here, you could choose your genders for your Pokemon. It's egg, Pokerus, or it can be shiny. Sometimes these are cut off for none for genderless Pokemon. You can choose if it's shiny right over here. So next is a very important part to make it legit, how it is meant. So to do Poke Transfer, to make it come from the Poke Transfer, you just go to the beginning. There should be a Poke Transfer one in parentheses. You can click that. You can also do Daycare Couple, doing a Pokeball here, making this level 1, and pushing as egg. For now, we're going to set this to level 100 and a timer ball. Now for this also determines for what game it comes from, like region, depending on what game. So let's just make this from Heart Gold then, to make it kind of legit. I don't care about the ability for now. And you press, if you want an egg, do Daycare Couple, then press as egg. And if you also want Fateful Encounter, which I won't recommend, this would only be good for event Pokemon probably, you could click this. Usually trigger in-game events for some Pokemon. Now here can determine your IVs and EVs. IVs can be the maximum of 31 and EVs can be the maximum of 252. Now EV total, it is very vital that you reach either less 510 EVs or less. So, and usually for each EV, the maximum it can reach is 252. The game can also allow 255, but it probably won't be allowed in places, say, random matchup. So I'm just going to set 252 attack. You could also split in half, 126, and then you could do a 6. See, I reached my maximum total of 510. And the IVs can be random, maximum of 31. And alright, so now attacks. This is also very vital. We're just going to set it for ancient power for the heck of it, but attacks can also determine legitness. You could change them in your game, like with TMs or say a heart scale or something like that. But I'd recommend if you want to get some good attacks, say egg moves, you can do it here. Now the OT, you could put like anyone you want, say your trainer's name. I'm going to put my trainer's name and who is actually my actual name right here. And ID number could be your ID number. And we're going to save this for later because this is also very vital to what we saw earlier about PID. Now the PID is also very important. You could set here if you want. Now, plus and minus will always change your stats for IVs here. You can see they're all set to minuses automatically. These numbers don't really matter too much. And if you want to set to equal, they will always stay. But sometimes if you overdo the equals, it will catch up to you and it won't find anything. So you may have to change it up a bit. So we're going to look up the random one. Say it reset it to 13 speed IVs. Because not everything can be 0. So there you go. And PID can also determine its legitness on what nature it should be to make this PID work with this Pokemon. So it's Jolly, it's a male, we checked it. Ability 1, ability numbers don't matter, it's 1 to 2. It's also determines shiny and the number. You can double click this and press OK. And your PID number should be up here. And now you go back here. Now for shininess, you can press generate shiny ID or type in a number from 1 to 7. Or if you do, or you can basically do this. It can randomly generate a number that passed the limits of the randomly chosen numbers that can be chosen for shininess, but will make it highly unlegit. Usually for shinies, it will be generated from 1 to 7, but you have to set the shiny button in the front. So to save, you just go to File, Save, and as you can see, I'm going to show you some. I have a ton because I've been using this for about half a year now. It's an awesome program. Then once you save it, you can just exit out. Alright, so this time I'm not going to make the mistake, and I'm going to click a link. Now you're going to want to type in your bar a website called PokeGTS in Google, Bing, or something like that. I use Google. So here we go. We should end up in index of or something around there. I recommend going for index of or going to. So now, as you can see, I'm going to try to angle this good. Hang on. I'm going to go for file PHP. And you could also do it for upload generation 4 if you're using a generation 4 Pokegen program. So we're going to click on this. So now, as you can see, this is what the screen kind of look like up here. I can't really see my screen at the moment. Alright, here we go. And you can see a current DNS server up here. You should go to your system settings, go to connection settings, click on connection 1, then go to your then you should go to auto obtain DNS, press no, and type in 204 space 45 space 29 space and 54 space. No, I'm saying it wrong. 204 space 45 space 29 space 54. Yeah, so that should be the right DNS code. So you go to browse and submit. Now the thing is, this is very important. It can only be uploaded once. To reset it and upload another, you have to go through the whole process all over again. And the reason it's called PokeGTS is because you receive Pokemon from the GTS. So when you have your DNS typed in, you go into Pokemon Center and go into the GTS. And suddenly when it's loading, when it says checking GTS status, your Pokemon should automatically appear. And to turn off the settings, you just clear out everything primary DNS, or you could press in your auto obtain DNS, press yes, and it'll automatically be removed. So basically, this is an amazing process I've used for about half a year, and this can be very cool for strategies, tournaments, etc. And this is also how you can make stuff legit. And I also recommend maybe using making a tab for a popular website that you know is reliable and can give you some good stuff about your Pokemon, so you can make it legitly and take a look at all the legit moves it has and abilities. Say I use Bulbapedia. Some of you can use Cerebi, Smogon. It really doesn't matter. But this is a very awesome way, and I've only used this once to actually make you think that I actually got caught a shiny, and that's shiny Zekrom. The rest that you've seen in my walkthroughs are 100% legit. And I do not use action replay. I don't use it. I only keep it away for emergencies, say glitch in the game, and I can use walk through walls glitch. Just for those reasons, but I really do not use it. But otherwise, this is an awesome program you should try. Don't forget to try PokeGTS. And I think I just about explained everything about Pokegen and how to receive the Pokemon. Right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Make some Pokemon. Maybe do a battle with me. I almost always take my requests, and I reply quick if I'm on. I reply to your messages, comments right away if they're important. Right, guys, see you later.